So we're going to take a look at the conditionals in PHP in this video, and that includes if statements, if else statements, and then the rest of the others. So we're not going to waste any time, so let's get right in and then see how they actually work. So conditionals in PHP actually allow you to make decisions in your code, controlling the flow of execution depending on whether the condition or the certain condition are actually true or not. All right. So we do have a few types of if statement that I want to just take a look at right here. So we did have the one that is actually called a if statement, and we'll just do stmt. And then number 2 right here, we have if. I'm going to just do else like this, and we'll just do statement, meaning stmt right here. Then the next one is actually called, which is basically the third one. I'm going to just say this is going to be if, and we'll just do else if, and I'm going to just do else as the last thing in here. So I want to take a look at the first one right here, which is just the if statement. So down here, I'm going to just take a look at if statement right here. It's going to be stmt, and at first what I want to do with this is to just basically, I'm going to just get down here, and I'm going to just first of all give you the syntax of that of the if statement right here. And to do that, what this means is that you can actually go ahead and then, if you use if like this, you can set your condition within this particular place right here, and then after that you're going to throw in your curly bracket, and then this particular place will contain your code or the decision that you basically want to make. All right, so this contains your code in here. So we want to see how we can actually do this in action. So to do that is really very simple. If we have variable up here, and let's say that we're just working with age and set that to maybe 18 years old, we can then, within our condition right here, we can go ahead and then set the condition that we would like to use. And this can actually be, maybe we want to check whether the age of the person up here is actually equal to 18 or less than 18. And then from there we can decide whether we want to say that the person is an adult or not. So with this age right here, we want to use this if statement in here to actually make a decision as to whether the person who has this age is an adult or not an adult. So to do that, we can get into this particular place, and if we say age, and we're going to use our operator right here and then check, and if the person is actually greater than or equal to 18 years old, we want to tell the person that the person is an adult or whatever we want to do. Okay, so down here we can just say echo, and we can just basically simply say you are an adult. All right, and the reason for that is just because the person is within 18 years old. So we're trying to make the decision right here within this particular place. That's the condition we are basically given. So if the person has an age that is greater than or equal to 18, we can say that the person is basically an adult. So let's save the change on this particular page, and then we can try to open conditionals in our browser right here. So we did have that in the folder called a PHP intro. If you've been following, you should know that that is actually the folder we'll be working on. All right, so if we do conditionals.php here and then open that up, you see that we do have that printed out right here that says you are an adult. So what if in a situation where the age right here is less than 18 years? So if you do 17 right here and then save the changes, what are we still going to have in our browser? If we refresh in here, you see that we do not actually have anything right here anymore, and that's going to just push us to the next thing that is actually called the if else statement right here. So I'm going to copy this, and that's just basically going to be the next topic we want to deal with. So I'm going to just comment this, put it right here, and what I'm going to basically do is I want to copy this, and then we can go ahead and then comment these lines of code out right here. So let's focus on the one that I'm not going to comment out at this particular point in time. So right here, we did check for one condition, which is if the person's age is greater than or equal to that of the 18 years. But now we discover that the age isn't actually greater than 17 years right here. So how do we check for the second condition? We can do else right here, and else if the person is, let's say the person is actually less than that, or this condition couldn't actually be met, what do we want to print out? So we can go ahead and just say you are a minor or something of that nature, or you are a kid, whatever you want to print out. So if we go back to the browser right here, and then we'll refresh this page, you see that we have you are a minor in the browser, meaning that we are able to like check for the second condition. If the person's age is actually below 18 years old, we can just say that the person is actually a minor right here, right? And if the age is from 18 years and above, we can actually go ahead and then say that the person is actually an adult, which is what we did right here. All right, so that is that on that particular line. But there can still be a situation where we may like make like two conditions. All right, so in that case, what I want to do, we're just basically talking about, we want to make sure that we basically spread this right, guys. So I want to copy this, and that's just basically the third thing I want to like take a look at right here, which I'm going to just paste that down here, and of course I want to comment that out. All right, And I think we also need to have this in the comments. I'm going to just comment this out so that we can just basically focus on the last thing that I basically want to do right here. And what I want to do in here is really very simple. There can be a situation where we need to make like three conditions, all right, three decisions rather. And I'm going to just give you a syntax right here. So I'll just say syntax. So this is just going to be a syntax to that of the if statement right there. And to do that is really very simple. We're going to just say if, and let's say we have a condition right here, which is basically condition 1, and we can go ahead and then we can output a message right here. All right, so let's say this is our code, and here we want to make another statement right here, or condition. We want to make another choice in here. That's why we're going to make use of else if right here. So within here we can have a condition. So this is going to be condition 2 right there, and then we can go in here and then say whatever we want to say. So we can make the second choice in here within this particular place, and then finally we can have an else part in here where we can just make in form of a default decision down here. All right, so this is like a syntax that we're going to just basically follow right now. What I want to do, I want to copy that, but then I want to extend a comment to that particular place because I wouldn't like to run that as a code. So we have that right now. So I want to paste what I just copied, but then I want to edit a few of these things right here, like the condition and then right. So to do that is very, very simple. So right here, I want to create a variable right here. We'll just say age, and I want to set that to, let's say this is going to be, let me set this to 20 years old right here, and then we can make a first decision here and also make our second decision on this particular line in here. So let's say for instance, to make that, if I'm going to just say age, so this is going to be age, and let's say that the person's age is actually less than 13 years, we can echo out a message in here by saying that you are a child within this particular line in here, and then we can make another decision right here because in a situation where the age is now, let's say less than 18 but not actually equal to 18, what can we do within this particular place? We want to be able to print something like a teenager out, and to do that I'm going to just do age in here. So this is going to be age, and let's say that this person's age is less than 18 years old. Of course 18, if you hit exactly 18 you are an adult, but anything less than 18 is just a teenager. So we can just echo out and we can say you are a teenager, drop this right here. But then we want to be able to what if we are able to say let's say from that kind of let's say from 20 years old right here, or from even 19 years old, we want to be able to say that the person is actually an adult. All right, so in that case we can just simply print out that message in here. So in a situation where the person is 18 and above, we can say you are an adult, and then we can go to our browser and then try this out, guys. All right, so we do have you are a child right here, and the reason for that is because if you check the condition right here, it's going to run through this, and then whichever condition that it actually meets, it can go ahead and then say that. All right, so if we take a look at our browser right here, you see already we even have you are an adult right here. All right, so I had that refreshed before now. So if you take a look in here, if you take a look at the age in here, the person's age is actually 20, which means it falls on this particular line. All right, so the person is not even less than 18 years, so we don't have to actually see this. So but what if we have something like 17 years right here? So I'm going to just do 17, save the changes. I believe it's going to print out this right here. So if we get into our browser right here and then refresh, you see that we have you are a teenager right here. So that's how it is basically working. But if you are from 18 years and above, like if I put 18 here, save the changes, we should see an adult. So let's refresh in here. We'll have an adult, and if I put from, I think we've already seen that of the 20, so if we put like 40 or 60, whatever we want to do right in there, so it's going to just basically keep saying that we are just basically an adult right there. So that's just how you can make decisions based on that of the if else statement, all right here. So that is just that. So that is another one that we haven't actually taken a look at, which is actually switch statement. So I'm going to give you guys that one as an example, as an assignment. All right, so it's actually called a switch, STMT. So you guys need to go and look this up and then you do it yourself. All right, so I'm going to just basically stop right here. So these are the 4 conditionals that we can work with as long as we're working with PHP, and I'm quite sure that I've made the topic really very simple for you guys to kind of grasp. So if you like the video, feel free to give the video a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, you can go to the comment section and then drop that right there. All right, or you can just simply say thank you in the comment section if you enjoyed the video. So thanks for watching, guys.